Hey guys, it's Jazz Senpai back with another video, and as you can tell from the title, we're talking about how Black Clover is one of the best. And let me just make this clear for everyone who's probably about to get on my back. It's one of the best new animes. And yeah, let's get straight into this video. Okay, first let's talk about how many people view Black Clover. A lot of people view Black Clover as a copy of Naruto and other shonen anime. In my opinion, that really doesn't matter as to why you don't like it, because all shonen anime copies after one another. Hunter x Hunter has influenced Naruto, so I don't really see the point. How I view Black Clover is, yes, it's copied after a lot of anime. In my opinion, it's a lot like Naruto, Fairy Tail, and the 7 Deadly Sins, but I feel like that's what makes it good, because when you finish something like Fairy Tail or Naruto or SDS, you want something like that anime, so you're gonna watch Black Clover because you want the same feeling you had. How I felt, my notes are over here, so that's why. But how I felt while watching Black Clover was, or should I move on? Anyway, how I felt while watching Black Clover, it's pretty slow at first, actually. At first I was really gonna drop it. So I can see how people can find it slow. But by episode 20, it gets really good. It picks up the pacing a little bit. And it also introduces a main villain, which is the Eye of the Midnight Sun, which is the main villain to like episode 135 to like episode 120-ish. Some people it might not get good for till like episode 40 or the Underwater Temple arc. The Underwater Temple arc is where I saw its full potential and I started viewing it in like my top 10, because other than that it wasn't really good. After that I enjoyed all the arcs, and it ended up having a really good arc, which was the Elf Invasion arc. Yeah, that was really good. The fight scenes were pretty good, and yeah. But one thing I want to go back on to why some people don't like it, and it's because of the animation. But one thing about Black Clover is during times where they're not fighting, it has kind of sucky animation. But in my opinion, when it gets down to fight scenes and serious moments, to where like manga moments, it's always good animation. So I looked up what makes an anime more appealing, since I want to be as accurate as possible as to why this is a really good new gen. So the five terms of story writing was emotional appeal, logical consistency, originality and uniqueness, moving the plot forward, and thoroughness/closure. So Black Clover, emotional interest. In my opinion, you become interested in this when you first learn that Asta has no magic, yet he wants to be the Wizard King. Plus all of his rivals have magic. So you're like, how is he gonna do this and how is that? And so that's how I feel. That's why I never really dropped it, because I'm just like, how is he gonna do that? I think Black Clover is interesting because of the characters too. In my opinion, well, let me first turn into this. All of the Black Bulls are unique characters. There's commoners, peasants, one is royalty, one is a witch, and so forth. So it's just like, even if you don't like Asta as the main character, you like people like Yuno and Noelle and Mira Leona and stuff like that. And Leo and all that. Black Clover also has some of the best females in shonen, period. Almost all the girls aren't useless. Like, all the girls are useful. For example, Noelle, Mary Lona, Charlotte, and Vanessa. Like, they all helped achieve something. They all got something. And it also has pretty good backstories. We go into depth in the characters, so we all know where these characters come from. And even in the manga right now, we're learning we already learned where Yuno comes from, and we're learning we're probably about to learn where Asta comes from. Next thing is logical consistency. This goes into stuff like plot twists. All of the plot twists in Black Clover are reasonable in my opinion. Forever they hinted at stuff like William being paltry / lich, or having the same soul or whatever. It's like when Yami came up to him, I forgot when it was. I think it was around like episode 50. But they've always hinted at it, so it wasn't impossible. And even when the Wizard King died, he literally has time magic. Everyone who really thought he died, I didn't cry. Originality and uniqueness. It's not very original other than the part that Asta has no magic. And even that could kind of be copied from My Hero Academia, since Deku didn't have a quirk or whatever. But I don't know which one came out first, so. But I feel like that doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter, but it's not just a big point. And another thing is the plot moving forward. So the end goal for this anime is for Asta to become the Wizard King, as everybody knows. With each arc that continues, I feel like Asta gets closer to his goal. He gains strength and he learns new things. That's easy to tell in the anime, so I feel like the plot moves forward pretty smoothly and goes into everything we want, into to Asta's end goal. And we also, with the plot moving forward, we learn more about girls who like him and more about side characters, and we also learn more about the villains. I feel like what makes a good anime is when we also get the villain side of the story, and then we also get the human side of the story, and then everything gets proven right. The last thing was closure, and while Black Clover isn't finished yet, what'll really make it good, have a good ending for me, is a character death. We need, in the manga right now, somebody could die. I'm not gonna spoil, but a character death like Yami or something to make Asta rage some more or something would be good. I want a character death in My Hero. There's a character death in Naruto. Dry died. So yeah. Another thing would be Asta getting a little smarter. He kind of got smarter in the manga, but he still has a ways more to learn. And he's kind of going through that right now. So another thing that would really make Black Clover good is an ending ship before the anime ends. With Naruto, I didn't like the fact that Naruto ended up with Hinata in a movie and not in the anime. I mean, we always knew they was probably gonna happen, but it wasn't like a couple stuff. And I do think stuff like Black Clover and My Hero, that's a good standing point, because at the moment in My Hero, we know that Ochako likes Deku, and they haven't really progressed, but it's not impossible. And the same thing with Noelle, Mimosa, Sister Lily, probably Nero, and I think her name is Rebecca. But my thing is, I really don't care who he ends up with. I'm Team Noelle right now, but it isn't really a good standpoint, but I don't want it to happen at the end of the series. It won't piss me off, and it won't make it any less of a good anime, but it's just something I don't want. So yeah, that's where I conclude this video. Black Clover is it hasn't proven to be the best new gen anime yet, but it's one of the best right now, and it needs to be exposed, and more people need to watch it. So yeah, that's the end of this video. And if you like this video, subscribe and hit the like button. And if you don't agree with my opinion, then drop your opinion in the comments and how you feel in the comments. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow my social media. I'll see you guys in the next one.